Samyam Praram, let's begin with the main stories. President exhibits a series of interests for implementation of the Constitution, urges the political parties to address public grievances, opposition alleges of unnecessary activity. Public raised questions regarding frequent inaugurations of the Melamchi drinking water project, doubts persist regarding regular water supply, 2 billion spent in repair works. Tiny Micronesian island Nauru, one of Taiwan's last diplomatic allies, cut ties with the island in favor of Beijing just days after a new president was voted in Taipei. And APF defeat Koshi by 6 wickets in the Prime Minister Cup men's cricket tournament. Tribhuvan Army thrashed Madis by 126 runs. Sudur Paschim defeat Lumini by 5 wickets. President Ramchandra Paudel, who was elected to the post 10 months ago, has been expressing interests regarding the implementation of federalism and good governance. President Paudel has been increasing his involvement by holding all-party gatherings and meetings with party leaders, as he invited leaders of the main 3 political parties just last week and expressed his interest in the implementation of federalism and the bill on transitional justice. Extending greetings on the occasion of Maghe Sankranti today, President Paudel invited leaders of political parties represented at the parliament, among others, to Sheetal Niwas. CPN Maya Senate Chairperson and Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal, Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Dewa, CPN Unified Socialist Chairperson Madhav Kumar Nepal, among other leaders, had reached Sheetal Niwas. However, Chairperson of the main opposition, CPN-UML, KP Sharma Oli, was not present at the gathering, although he was also extended an invitation. During today's gathering, President Paudel expressed his interest regarding implementation of federalism. He urged the parties to grow serious regarding federalism and said, although the Constitution has incorporated all sides, complications have been created due to necessary laws not being formulated for its implementation. This was not the first such gathering held by the President at Sheetal Niwas. Prior to this, he had invited Prime Minister Dahal, Nepali Congress President Dewa and CPN-UML Chair Oli and urged them to soon form necessary laws for the implementation of federalism. The President has also invited chairpersons of the Parliament's committees to inquire about the formulation of laws. President Paudel had also called an all-party meeting some 4 months ago to end the obstruction at the Parliament and suggested political parties to cooperate. Paudel is the 3rd President of Nepal. Former presidents were also alleged of being loyal to their respective parties and making efforts to breach the Constitution. The relation between the office of the President and the Parliament right now is not so cordial either. President Paudel has currently obstructed the appointment of the Secretary General of the Parliament. Despite several inaugurations of the Melamchi drinking water project, questions have remained regarding the public thirst for drinking water. When President Bidya Devi Bhandari inaugurated the project by opening a tap in Bhrikuti Mandap 3 years ago, residents of the Kathmandu Valley had thought that their problems related to drinking water had been resolved. However, the project suffered a massive setback with a flood at Melamchi. Since then, each government had implemented alternative ideas and the series of inaugurations had started. Following that very trend, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal inaugurated the project for the 5th time today. With the government failure in ensuring a sustainable plan, 2 billion rupees has been spent for repair works of Melamchi within 3 years alone. KP Sharma Oli inaugurated the project on 19th of February 2021 when he was the erstwhile Prime Minister, 22 years after the project had actually begun. Bidya Devi Bhandari then formally inaugurated the project a month later on 2nd April. A flood 3 months later destroyed the project site. Even before the debris was properly cleared, water was temporarily brought in early 2022, which was later inaugurated by then Minister for Drinking Water, Umakanta Chaudhary, on 24th April 2022. Back then, he had shared the commitment of ensuring drinking water for Kathmandu residents throughout the calendar. However, water was not available for the next 3 months. Following that, the water was supplied for 6 months after Chaudhary's another inauguration on 9th December, which was of 2022 as well. Now, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal's inauguration marks the 5th such event for the project. However, the valley residents will not receive water for more than 3 months. Water has been brought to Kathmandu from the Melamchi River through an alternative route. As the flood is likely to damage the project, water supply must be halted before monsoon, which means the valley residents will not receive water after 3 months. More than 35 billion rupees has been spent to supply drinking water to Kathmandu. However, each government has prioritized inaugurations instead of finding a sustainable solution to ensuring regular supply of Melamchi water to Kathmandu. Months have gone by since the Asian Development Bank furnished a report with short-term, mid-term and long-term solutions. But the government has been limited to supplying water for only 3 months by shutting the project during monsoon and conducting repair works during winter. 2 billion rupees has been already spent for repair works alone. In such a situation where the government prioritizes inauguration and promises of regular supply of drinking water throughout the year, questions emerge regarding should billions be spent each year for repair or a sustainable solution should be sought. In our Public Voice segment, we've asked the residents of the Kathmandu Valley regarding why they think has the Melamchi drinking water project failed to ensure regular supply despite several inaugurations. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
खासमा उनीहरुले गर्ने नै हो भने उद्घाटन सुद्घाटन केही पनि गर्नु पर्दैन सिधै धारामा पानी छोड्दिने हो
हावाली मिटर घुम्ने हो हैन त्यो पैसा पनि उनीहरुले तिरिरहेछन् त्यो पैसा तिरे बाबतको राज्यले पानी उपलब्ध गराउन सक्नुपर्छ
यो के रमिता कुनै जात्रा मात्र हुन लाग्यो हो र त्यो त राज्यले चाहिँ सुटुक्क जनताले बोल्दै नबोलिकन फुरुक्क नदिइ दिनुपर्ने कुरा हो त्यो
उद्घाटन गर्दै गर्दै भाषण गर्दै हिँडेर मात्र हुँदैन नि त
बिहान उठ्दा पनि उठेर हेर्यो भने पानी आउँदैन
जहिले उद्घाटन मात्र गरिराछ पानी आउँदैन पानी आए त हुन्थ्यो यत्रो वर्ष भइसक्यो
उद्घाटन मात्रै गर्नुपर्ने थिएन होला नि त खाने पानी आखिर डाइरेक्ट आको पानी त छोड्दै भइहाल्थ्यो
हामीलाई पानीको कुनै समस्या छैन भन्ने फिल हुने गरी सम्बन्धित मन्त्रालय नेपाल सरकारले चाहिँ काम गर्दाखेरि राम्रो हुन्छ
प्राविधिक कठिनाइ नै देखाउँछन् तर हो कि होइन उनीहरुले नै जानु
राजनीति नगरेर पानी दिएता हुन्थ्यो नि मेलम्चीको
काठमाडौँले बगाउँछ भनेर चम्बेल कि बिहान उठ्दा छैन
सुरुमै राम्रोसँग नबनाएको कारण
आर्थिक चलखेलकै कारण पनि हुन सक्छ हैन यी राजनीतिक कारणले गर्दाखेरि यो पानी नआयो
यो सरकारले चाहिँ अलिकति विस्तृत रूपमा चाहिँ ध्यान पुर्याउनु पर्ने जस्तो देखिन्छ
एक दिन पनि रोकिनु चाहिँ हुँदैन
Today was the 1st of Magh or the Maghe Sankranti festival. The festival was observed across the country. The Tharo community observed 1st of Magh as their new year as Maghe festival, while a large number of devotees reached rivers across the country to take a bath out there. And different communities celebrated the Maghe Sankranti festival in their own ways. Meanwhile, 16 individuals were injured in the crowd of revelers who had reached to the hill of Kathmandu to celebrate the Maghe festival. Magar and Tharo communities had organized separate fairs at Tudi Hill on the occasion of Maghe Sankranti. Most of the 16 individuals injured in the crowd are women. According to police, those injured were immediately taken to the trauma center and most of them are out of danger. The Tharo community had organized a rally from Basantapur to Tudi Hill. The Maghe fair was also attended by Prime Minister, politicians and other parliamentarians. Time now for our segment Public Polls, where you text us with your opinion.
Public polls.
Before we ask today's question, let us take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we asked, what should be done to facilitate services at Bir Hospital? 33% were for A, adequate manpower, 52% were for B, swift management, and 15% were for C, government monitoring. And here is our today's question. What is your take on loosening criteria regarding infrastructure development and establishment of industries in conservation areas? Your options are A, threat of deforestation, B, politics of votes, and C, development-friendly policy. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for the international news. A tiny Micronesian island, Nauru, one of Taiwan's last diplomatic allies, has cut ties with the island in favor of Beijing just days after a new president was voted in Taipei. Nauru was just one of 12 countries that kept diplomatic ties with Taipei, but in recent years, Beijing, which insists Taiwan is part of China, has been poaching its diplomatic allies. Taiwan suggests this latest loss is related to the weekend's election results, which angered China. The election saw voters pick pro-sovereignty candidate William Lai as the next president, a man Beijing has leveled as a troublemaker over remarks he made in the past supporting Taiwanese independence, which it sees as a red line. after Nauru's government announced it would no longer recognize Taiwan as a separate country, but rather as an inalienable part of China's territory. Taiwanese officials said this timing was not only China's retaliation against their democratic elections, but also a direct challenge to the international order. China would seize the self-ruled island of 23 million as a breakaway province that will eventually be under Beijing's control, welcomed Nauru's decision. This is not the first time Nauru has cut ties with Taiwan, which considers itself distinct from the Chinese mainland with its own constitution and democratically elected leaders. In 2002, Nauru made a similar diplomatic switch to China. It later restored relations with Taiwan in May 2005.
Sports news.
Tribhuvan Army Club have thrashed Madhya Province by 126 runs in the Prime Minister Cup. Departmental team Tribhuvan Army Club were bowled out for 320 runs in their 50 overs. Skipper Binod Bhandari top scored with 113 runs from 93 balls. Santosh Karki added 42, while Kushal Malla and Vivek Yadav added 37 runs each. Ranjit Kumar was the pick of the Madhya bowlers with 5 wickets. Vishal Patel had 2, while Rupesh Singh and Rajesh Yadav shared a wicket each. In reply, Madhya were bowled out for 194 runs in 48.4 overs. Pawan Saraf top scored with 65 runs, while Mayan Yadav added 34 and Rajesh Yadav remained unbeaten at 32. Shav Alam picked 4 wickets for Army. Sumbal Kami had 2 wickets, while Jitendra Mukhia and Kushal Malla shared a wicket each. Departmental team Armed Police Force have secured a 6-wicket win over Koshi Province at the Prime Minister Cup Men's National Cricket Tournament. APF chased the target of 136 runs with 167 balls to spare. After being put to bat, Koshi were bowled out for a paltry 135 runs in 44.3 overs. Firdaus Ansari top scored for Koshi with 55 runs. Sonu Ansari added 20, while skipper Ankit Subedi made 13 runs. Avinash Bohra and Rohit Paudel picked 3 wickets each for Armed Police Force, while Amar Rautela had 2 and Bhuvan Karki and Mousam Dhakal shared a wicket each. In reply, APF chased the target of 136 runs in 19.1 overs, losing 4 wickets. Skipper Rohit Paudel top scored with a quick-fire 80 from 53 balls. His innings included 9 fours and 3 sixes. Prajwal Shai scored 22 and Sumit Mahajan remained unbeaten at 20. Firdaus Ansari, Kamal Khatri, Samir Karki and Sonu Mandal shared a wicket each for APF. It was Koshi's second successive defeat at the tournament and second win of APF. With 2 wins, APF have 4 points and lead the standings as well. In another match, Sudur Paschim Province secured a 5-wicket win over Lumini in the same tournament. Lumini were bowled out for 158 runs in 48.4 overs. Prajwal Thapa top scored with 42 runs. Mohammad Hussain added 26, while Birat Bhandari contributed 23. Narayan Joshi picked 3 wickets for Sudur Paschim. Bhojraj Bhatta and Naren Saud picked 2 wickets each, while Miran Bohra had 1 scalp. In reply, Sudur Paschim chased the target of 159 runs in 29.3 overs while losing 5 wickets. Sher Mullah remained unbeaten at 42 runs alongside Narayan Joshi with 28 not out. Abhishek Gautam had 3 wickets for Sudur Paschim, while Krishna Karki and Ajay Chauhan shared a wicket each. Armed Police Force defeated Nepal Police in a 5-setter in the first women's match of the Tiger Cup volleyball tournament that kicked off in Pokhara today. In the match held at the volleyball court of the Pokhara Stadium, APF won the first 2 sets 25-18, 25-18. But Nepal Police came back into the match, taking the next 2 sets 25-19, 25-18 to level the match at 2 sets each. APF won the deciding 5th set 15-13 to claim 2 important points. In today's second women's match, New Diamond defeated Tribhuvan Army in 4 sets 25-20, 25-17, 23-25, 25-15 to register the win. 6 teams, each in the men's and women's categories, are participating in the Tiger Cup volleyball tournament. The tournament is being played in the League Cum knockout format. The tournament final is scheduled for this Saturday. Teams from India's Haryana Women Volleyball Club and Sri Lanka's Army Men's Club are also participating at the tournament. Departmental team Armed Police Force Club have marked a winning start at the men's category of the 4th Tiger Cup Volleyball Championship. APF secured a straight set win over departmental rivals Nepal Police Club. APF won the first set 25-19. Despite making a brief comeback in the second set, Police failed to protect their 4-point lead. Police were 24-20 ahead but failed to close the set, which saw them lose the set 31-33. APF then won the third set 25-17 and won the match while winning 3 points in Group B. Another match between 3-1 Army Club and Gandaki Province in the men's category has been postponed because of bad light. The match was called off for the day after the third set. Army won the first set 26-24, following which Gandaki made a comeback and won the second set 25-20 before clinching the third set 25-18. The match officials then halted play because of bad light. This means the 2-1 lead of Gandaki has gone to waste, as the match between the two sides will be replayed from the beginning on the last day of the league stage. Gandaki play Police while Army take on Harinaya of India in the women's category tomorrow. In the men's segment, APF play Sri Lanka Army while 3-1 Army take on Help Nepal. The South Korea defeated Bahrain 3-1 in the Asian Cup Group E opener on Monday, with Paris Saint-Germain's Lee Kang-in rescuing his side with a second-half brace at the Jassim bin Ahmad Stadium. With the score tied at 1-1 after goals from Hwang In-byom and Bahrain's Abdullah Al-Hassasa, Lee turned on the style with 2 lethal strikes that had the South Korean fans at small 15,000 capacity arena screaming in delight. A stop-start encounter had plenty of fouls in the first half, and although there was no malice in the challenges, South Korea had 3 players on yellow cards in the first half hour, including centre-back Kim Min-jae. The Korean fans had seen enough to start booing the referee whenever he kept his cards in his pocket for a foul from Bahrain, and the pressure paid off when Ali Madan went into the book for a tough challenge. South Korea took the lead as Hwang curled home through a crowd of Bahrain defenders, 2 of whom ran into each other while tracking back. Bahrain came out fighting in the second half, and they were duly rewarded 6 minutes in when Al-Hashasha found space in the box and slotted home into the bottom corner. However, South Korea were not deterred, and the East Asian side restored their lead 5 minutes later through Lee. The PSG playmaker doubled his tally. His second took him joint top of the tournament's scoring charts alongside Qatar's Akram Afif and Japan's Takumi Minamino. That is all for the moment. Up next is the news in Nepali. Thank you for staying with us. Have a good day.